Welcome to the NCAA Softball Regionals, presented by Capital One. It is day 2 from Athens, and this is game 2 of 3 today on what is now an elimination Saturday. This is an elimination game. The loser goes home. The winner plays on later today. It is the Clemson Tigers taking on the College of Charleston. First game today, the host team, Georgia. Sarah Gordon got it started with a 2-run home run. They hit 3 2-run home runs in this game, and Georgia run-rolled UNCG 8-0 in 5 innings. That's your Athens regional bracket. Again, you have to win today to play in game 3. Loser of this one will go home, and we're happy to have you with us on this Saturday from Athens, along with NFC Hall of Famer Carol Bruggeman. I'm Mark Neely. We get to the elimination game. Clemson lost. They were shut out by UNCG last night, 1-0. Pitching was not the problem for Clemson last night.
No question. Abby Dunning was lights out, pitched one of her best complete games of the season. She was firing on all cylinders, working all parts of the zone, mixing her speeds. All in all, she gave up only 2 hits, 7 strikeouts, but the offense did not do enough behind her.
Well, Charleston gave the Georgia crowd a scare. Leela Langston, this home run gave him a 2-0 lead.
I mean, out of the gate, Charleston was ready to go. A huge home run from Charleston, and their defense kept them in the game for a very long time, turning not 1 but 2 double plays, ending double plays to keep Charleston within striking distance.
They were lined up losing to Georgia 5-2 in that game, but again, definitely gave the Dogs and their fans a scare in yesterday's game. Well, this is not the first time these two teams have played. You go back to March 4th, and Clemson won the game 7-0. A couple of significant things, though. The starting pitcher for Charleston today didn't go in that game. And also, you know what? There's a lot more on the line today, Carol.
The stakes are way higher than they were in February. It's going to be a fun matchup.
Well, it is an elimination game. Loser goes home, winner plays on. Is College of Charleston and Clemson. And the first pitch from Athens, Georgia is coming up next. Well, definitely one of the more entertaining watches in all of college softball is Mackenzie Mathis and her pitching. How she handles herself in the circle. Going to put the season on the line for the Cougars on her shoulders.
Yeah, I mean, she's having an outstanding season. Look at that high number of strikeouts. Most importantly, she brings high energy every time she sets foot in the circle. And what she did in their conference tournament, it was unbelievable, really a dominant performance.
Let's see what the scouting report includes here, which is about, mid-60s on the velocity.
You're going to see her work mid to high 60s in the velo. She throws a hard, heavy ball, works rise ball, curve ball, screwball combination, and most importantly, Mackenzie Mathis, you'll see it right away. She is big in big moments, able to step up for her team when it matters most.
Charleston is the home team in this game. Let's take a look at the Clemson starting lineup, presented by Capital One. Kylie Chanel batting in the 2-hole. Nice start for her with a couple of doubles. In fact, she was the only base runner to reach as far as second base in that game against UNCG.
She was the bright spot for the Clemson offense. They never got on track yesterday, and part of that was Brooklyn Schroyer from UNCG. Deserves a lot of credit, but this is an offense, and we've seen it throughout the season. Clemson has 10 top 25 wins this year, but late in the season, they have struggled to get in the win column.
So an elimination game, Clemson and Charleston. Again, these two schools met in early March, but they meet here in the NCAA tournament. And we are set to go. There is Maggie Maroka, youngest head coach in Division I softball. Her team definitely gave the home crowd for Georgia a good scare yesterday. That 2-0 lead going to the bottom of the 5th.
It did not feel like a home game for Georgia at all until that 5th inning. The way Mathis was pitching, the way the defense was playing behind her. Charleston led for half of that game.
Jamison Brockenbrough steps in. We are ready to go in this elimination game. And the first pitch is bounced towards second base, charged nicely and fielded by the second baseman, Hughes. And right out of the chute, first pitch swinging, Brockenbrough grounds out to the right side.
Well, I believe you're going to see a very aggressive Clemson team. You can't get out of a little hitting slump by keeping the bat on your shoulder, and so no surprise there. First good pitch, Brockenbrough sees, puts it in play. I feel like we'll see that mentality from Clemson today.
Here is Kylie Chanel, who we pinpointed for her 2 doubles in the game yesterday. It's popped up left side of the infield. Austin Miller back it up and is called off at the last moment by the left fielder, Holly Cannon. So the communication pays off as Miller peeled off. Cannon made the play.
Yeah, and that's just trust. Either athlete could have made that catch, but the priority there is outfielder has priority over the infielder. And once Cannon called that ball, you saw Miller take off.
So 2 outs on 3 pitches. Mackenzie Mathis, first one to Mac Pavesi. Freshman from Georgia fouls it away. You know, Coach Rittman has confessed to us it has been a roller coaster year for them. They're hoping that the roller coaster is on the way up right now.
Yeah, it has been the highs, the lows, the ups and downs. Lots of top 25 wins, but lots of very tough losses. And yet they're right where they expect to be at Clemson. I mean, he has set a very high standard at Clemson. Very short time he's been the head coach. They've gone to the NCAA regionals every year, super regionals half of the time. So this is a program that expects to win. They expect to win late in the season. And right now their backs are against the wall. It's win or go home.
And there's a base hit to right field for Mac Pavesi. Her first hit of this Athens Regional keeps the first inning alive.
Pavesi just having an outstanding freshman season. This pitch, too much over the plate from Mathis. It's right down the heart of the plate. And that's where, as a hitter, you have to be ready. You cannot take a pitch off. You cannot miss and not swing on a pitch like that. Pavesi does, she's rewarded.
This is Cintron, bumps up to the cleanup spot. A little bit of a shuffle for Coach Rittman. Cintron moving up to 4th. Bro down to 6th. So a few changes as far as the order today.
I like this move to Cintron to 4th. I mean, she's hit in that position quite a bit throughout the season, but her at-bats yesterday, I mean, she made a statement every time she was in the batter's box. Didn't get a hit every time, but certainly hit the ball hard every time.
Yeah, Macy may not have the most home runs on the team, but I think the Clemson opponents look at her and say, this probably is the player that's most likely to really square up a ball and hit it hard of these Clemson hitters. Three balls and a strike.
That should get a good pitch to hit here. Mathis, as she mentioned to us in the interview, our interview, does not like to walk batters. One of the best in the country in terms of strikeout to walk ratio.
And she does issue a walk after retiring the first 2 batters for Clemson on 3 pitches. And it's now a base hit and a walk, and 2 on, 2 outs. As Collins will come up. Collins aggressive, swinging at the first pitch.
Yeah, we've seen this from the whole Clemson team in the first inning. Very aggressive. Anything near the zone, they are getting in their hacks. And I like that mentality in general, but especially when a team's been struggling.
Quickly 0-2. Marion, her at .340 batting average, right now tops on the team. And 1 for 3 against UNCG yesterday. Lines it to center field. Conroy backs up off her glove, and that's going to bring in a run, maybe 2. The stop sign came up late. Cintron stops there. Down to second goes Collins. Well, we've seen a lot of great play in the outfield, really, from all 4 teams, including some from Conroy. That one just got out of the glove.
This ball is hit hard. It's an 0-2 pitch that is missed from Mathis, but she stops her feet as Conroy turns around, has to shift gears. She stops her feet, and that allows the ball to travel, but she is not able to travel to make this catch. Just can't come up with it. A huge 2-out hit for Clemson.
Well, Clemson does. So that was an illegal pitch that was just called there. Now, Mathis was called for 4 or 5 illegal pitches in the game yesterday against Georgia.
Yeah, and it's all about her front foot. Her front foot can tend to slide forward off the pitching plate.
Out into shallow left, backing up the shortstop. Miller makes the catch. Well, Clemson already on the board. They got shut out last night. They get 1 in the top of the first today. Well, we knew it would be an interesting choice for the starting pitcher for head coach John Rittman. And he lands on Lexi Hames, who probably wasn't the obvious choice.
Yeah, she's only thrown 23 innings this entire season. High number of walks, that's been her Achilles heel, the free passes. Mixing it up in the circle, there's lots of options for Clemson. Talked about Dunning last night. They have Sierra Manis, but with Lexi Hames, you're going to see her throw in the mid-60s. Really lives on a rise ball, curve ball combination, and it's that spin. She's going for swings and misses with that spin.
Here is the Charleston starting lineup she will face, presented by Capital One. And it's Bronwyn Conroy right at the top of the order, who you must keep off base if you are a Charleston opponent.
One of the best base stealers in the country. Got her 43rd stolen base last night. That is good for 4th in the country.
This elimination game, bottom of the 1st inning. Winner plays another game later today against UNCG in an elimination game. Loser goes home. Strike 1 to Conroy, who was 1 for 2. The run scored in a walk in the Georgia game last night.
When you get to elimination time, it is about fight, it is about grit. And can you also stay within yourself? You can't make the moment bigger than it is. You're going to play out of your sweet spot, so to speak. You've got to have that fight and grit every pitch. Season's on the line.
Hames gets ahead, a ball and 2 strikes. Nope, illegal pitch was called there on Hames. So each starting pitcher has already been hit with an illegal pitch.
Here we'll get a better look. It looked to me, as I know we had to cut out of that right there, but as she was moving forward, it's the same issue that we saw from Mackenzie Mathis last night, that front foot sliding forward. And for a lot of pitchers, it's the momentum. You know, their momentum comes forward to go into their stride, and they can slide off the pitching plate. But you must stay in contact. Your pivot foot must stay in contact with the pitching plate.
Off speed, and Conroy swings and misses. That's just 2 strikes because the previous pitch that had been a strike was taken away for the illegal pitch. Or was it? There's some confusion here. Conroy walked away. The plate umpire, Heath Walker, said it was only the 2nd strike. And now John Rittman would like the plate umpire to confer with the other umpires to see if that count was correct.
Yeah, just to make sure everyone's on the same page. The illegal pitch is a ball, so we know that is a ball. Whether it was pitched a strike or pitched a ball, obviously it would be a ball as well, but that's automatically a ball.
So we've seen a lot of softball over the last 24 or 48 hours, but I believe the illegal pitch was called a strike by the plate umpire, but as you said,
correct,
it's an illegal pitch, so it's a ball. All right, they conferred. Now, you know the list of what you can challenge, and then what's not on that list, which is just as important what is on the list. I mean, to challenge something like that would take a long period of time where you're running back the TV tape here. And
there's an umpire challenge. We're going to go to replay to confirm the count.
Okay, that's where I thought this may be headed.
I like that a lot. I mean, there's a lot of confusion. The offense is confused, the defense is confused. You know, John Rittman's just asking here, like, hey, I don't want to use a video challenge, but you guys all had to get together. You know, let's just make sure, like, why not use the umpire review in this situation? And kudos to our staff, umpire officiating crew, to make sure. And I have to believe here they're going back at the start of the at-bat, you know, and just making sure that, including that illegal pitch, which would be a ball. You mentioned it was called a strike, but a ball, making sure the count is accurate.
All right, so they're looking at the pitch count. They're going to watch the whole at bat. This is another one of those moments of when you think you've seen it all.
Stick around.
You haven't.
Stick around. We could write a book, Mark.
Yes.
Weird and wacky plays.
That
with
would
Mark
be the
and
title.
Carol.
That would be an excellent title.
This would be in there, by the way. Might be chapter 1 because it's the first inning.
Ooh, not
we
bad.
could do a little
Not bad.
play there.
You know how when we call games, you kind of have a running in your head feel of what's going on there. To me, I'm going to go out on a limb here. I think it was the third strike, even with the illegal strike call taken away to a ball. Let's see if I'm right.
Certainly the Clemson defense thought so.
The hitter
the batter
thought so.
so.
Yeah, Conroy thought that.
so.
But I can see it would be easy to get mixed up on this if you're, well, if you're the hitter, I think you normally would look. I'm not sure if the scoreboard was updated correctly. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. Maybe that played a part.
And a lot of times, I will kind of mark that as I go along, but, I just hadn't gotten into that. This, just the first inning here yet.
All right, my talent stats, J.D. Rutledge, he thinks it should be 2 balls, 2 strikes. He doesn't think that was strike 3, and he actually is keeping track. All right. Let's see which way this goes.
Can't say that under review, call on the field, no strikeout. We've seen that in a while.
No, yeah.
If ever.
Yeah, just take a mental snapshot of that. You don't see that very often.
No.
Under review for call on the field
No.
of no strikeout.
No. Well, and this isn't a quick one. They got to go back
It
to
is not.
Pittsburgh, and then they've got to go back and kind of start this inning over.
Yeah.
And take a look, and that's if we are in order. A lot of times there's a lot of games going on today across the country, and so they all use a centralized review, so it could be annoying, but we're going to have a decision.
All right, here's a review to tell us what the count is.
After review, the last swing was strike 3. That batter is out.
All right, my spidey sense still works from a softball perspective.
That's one of the oddest ones we've had in a while. And what gets lost here, and Hames is excited about it, is that was an off-speed pitch that fell off the table for strike 3.
Well, the good news is we most likely still have 6.5 innings of something wildly strange to come up to entertain us again. Leila Langston, 2-run home run for Charleston against Georgia last night. Team leader with 43 runs batted in. Two-one pitch. Langston with an RBI in 7 of her last 9 games, including the 2-run home run last night.
And that was a big moment in that game last night. Gave Charleston the lead. Charleston led against Georgia for half the game, thanks to the 2-run home run from Langston and also some nifty defense.
And kept the 2,000 Georgia fans in attendance pretty quiet for a good portion of the game. Puts it in play softly to second base, charged by Collins, and Marion's throw in time.
That how Langston ran down that line, Mark, that was a close play over there at first base. That's what you're going to see in an elimination game. You have to fight, scratch, claw every play. I mean, the season is on the line. It's win or go home.
2 down. The Cougars shortstop Austin Miller. Lexi Hames has set down the first two Charleston batters of the game. Left field, Kylie Johnson. So a 13-pitch inning for Hames with a umpire review for a strikeout thrown in for good measure.
Who's going to get to Oklahoma City? We are into the postseason.
Regionals continuing this weekend. ESPN Family and Networks. Elimination Saturday today. And then you get final day tomorrow on Sunday. Georgia's awaiting in the winner's bracket tomorrow. Winner of this game is just trying to meet up with UNCG in our third and final game later tonight. Mackenzie Mathis back to work after Clemson picked up a run in the first inning on an RBI double for Marion Collins. So it's the bottom three in the order coming up against Mackenzie Mathis. Catcher Corey Hicks to begin things for the Tigers. Towards the middle on one bounce. The shortstop Miller. Austin makes a good play. One pitch, one out in the Clemson second.
Clemson continues their aggressiveness at the plate. They are not wasting their swings. But Hicks gets on top of this one a little bit. Doesn't quite finish it. You see the little side spin on the ball. Nice movement from Miller. Gets herself in great position, and getting that leadoff batter out, so important each inning.
Johnson wanting to bunt her way on. Kylie fouls it. Another illegal pitch. That one called second base. Umpire Roderick Davis.
And it doesn't phase Mathis.
It doesn't. And like we mentioned, she had 4 or 5 of them in the game yesterday against Georgia. That's 2 so far today.
Yeah,
she is doing the same violation every time, is she not?
It's the same violation every time. She lifts up a little bit on the pitching plate, and then when she puts her foot back down, it slides forward. So on that pitch in particular, you can see what it does to a pitcher is they have to think about their feet a little bit. So instead of just competing and fighting, and you see her talking to herself, that's normal for her. She gets herself revved up, fired up. That is her personality for sure. But sometimes that extra energy, that extra enthusiasm, you can come forward off the pitching plate. You cannot do that. And just a few years ago, the rule was changed where now that back foot of the pitcher, it can be off the pitcher plate. That is no problem. Get that rock back, get some momentum. I mean, for many, many years, pitchers had to have both feet on the pitching plate. As you can imagine, someone of the stature, the long levers that Mackenzie Mathis had, that was not easy to do. So that's been a great rule change where you can have a stride behind, keep your balance a little better.
You mentioned this last night, though, the penalty for the illegal pitch violation has changed this year. It's not as punitive as it has been in the past.
Oh.
Right above you, partner.
That the penalty changed, yeah, just a few years ago. We almost had it. It was maybe 3 feet above us. But right on, spot on. I'm ready. We changed it, yeah, a couple years ago where it wasn't a double penalty for the pitcher. It used to be a ball on the batter and the runner got a base. Now it's just a ball on the batter. It's kind of really the only rule that was in the book that had that double penalty. So it was a good change. And you don't see as many illegal pitches anymore. It's a little bit odd that we happen to have 2 pitchers at this regional that do slide forward.
Bullet hit foul by Kylie Johnson, who keeps hanging in there.
Now this is where Mathis, and her changeup is improving. It's not her go-to pitch by any means, but this would be a great time for one. As Kylie Johnson has timed up her velocity.
9th pitch of the at-bat, and that's put in play out to center field. Conroy there. All right, I'm sure there are a lot of questions from fans. Why is this an illegal pitch? So let's break it down for everybody and use some video from last night from Mathis.
Yeah, so Mackenzie Mathis, take a look at her front foot. This is her pitch in live motion. But watch her front foot. Starts on the pitching plate, but it's going to get elevated. So as she brings her motion forward, that's problem number 1. That's an illegal pitch right there. She's losing contact with the pitching plate. Then she steps over the pitching plate, further losing contact, and thus the illegal pitch. You have to stay in contact with the pitching plate.
So I think many casual fans look at the fact that her momentum often will take her outside the front ring of the circle, and that's what makes it illegal. But that's not the case. That's not the illegal move there.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with where her stride foot lands.
Taylor Pipkins rolls one up the middle sharply. Has a 2-out base hit for the Tigers.
Yeah, and back to you talked about Mathis and how she can stride almost out of the pitching circle. That just means she's got some long levers and she's very powerful. Just really driving off the pitching plate. There's not many pitchers that can do that.
Yeah, she's a little bit under 6 feet tall, about 5'10", 5'11".
Powerful.
Top of the order, Jamison Brockenbrough bunts it foul. She is a must-watch, Mackenzie Mathis. She will keep you highly entertained.
She is a character. Plays to her personality as well.
Ground ball to second base. Fielded by Carly Hughes to retire the side. A base hit, but a runner left on by Clemson. Tigers, though, lead 1-0 after an inning and a half.
like the Women's College World Series.
Who will be the 8 teams left standing? We'll find out May 28th, Women's College World Series from Oklahoma City. There's your last 4 champs. Texas won it for the first time ever last year, and obviously OU's kind of had a stranglehold on that for a while. UCLA in 19 and Florida State in 18 for the pre-pandemic Women's College World Series. Of course, we missed one in 2020.
And if you've never had a chance to get to Oklahoma City, put it on your bucket list, make it happen. There is nothing like it. Sold out crowds every session. So much fun, high-level softball. And it's so fun to watch that championship continue to grow.
Cleanup hitter Hallie Cannon leading off. Makes the first pitch strike from Lexi Hames. Bainbridge, Georgia, down in the southern part of the state, her hometown. We look at all 4 teams' rosters here in this Athens Regional, and it is many Georgia products for all 4 of these teams. Ames wants time. Of course, Clemson's only about an hour-and-a-half bus ride from their campus. It's about 4 to 5 hours each for Greensboro and Charleston. That's still drivable for casual fan. A strike to Cannon on that swing.
Well, she has a very unique stance. Every hitter gets into their own rhythm. I always call it their own happy place before they start to hit. But with Hallie Cannon, who's, look how wide her stance is, how deep she gets into her legs. Really just lifts that front foot up. She, she's trying not to travel. She's already starting wide, so she doesn't stride and get wider. That would cause her whole body to shift down, her eye level to shift down. That's what I call staying in your legs to the nth degree. And she has 5 home runs on the season.
Yeah.
She's had 2 in the last week, so,
She can generate some power.
Yep.
That stance reminds me, this goes back a little ways in baseball for the Astros. Jeff Bagwell had that same kind of right there. That was in the dirt. That's going to require a throw to first base, and that's made by Corey Hicks. A strikeout is the second for Hames.
And she does it on back-to-back changeups. That changeup so far for Hames has been very impactful. Saw it on the first batter of the game, the strikeout. Now the 4 batter.
Which is Samantha Horn.
And those are the pitches if you're Charleston. You've got to be ready in the box. Hames is trying to work from ahead. She has been working from ahead. But once she's been ahead, that's when she's pulled out that off-speed pitch. Same thing with that pitch right there. Now Hames has Horn right where she wants her. She can come back with a velocity, or what she's been doing is throwing that off-speed pitch for a strike. The bottom's falling out.
For Hames, we mentioned this is just her 6th start of the season. It was 23 and a third innings pitched on the year coming into this. It's an interesting choice, and it's one that I'm sure I will ask John Rittman about, how he landed on Hames, who may or may not still be in the game at that point. But it's just interesting with the season on the line. I mean, you had Manis, she had other choices there, and I'm not saying that Hames isn't the right answer.
Yeah, there's really a lot of ways to look at it. I mean, with the season on the line, you put out a pitcher who's thrown 23 innings this year. That's showing a lot of faith in her.
Yes.
Showing a lot of faith in the offense that has not, I mean, they've lost 4 out of their last 5 games coming into this game. So part of it, too, is just mixing it up sometimes. Sometimes just to kind of cajole your team into something different. Gives a different look. And the other thing I'm thinking, if I'm John Rittman, yeah, this is the only game that matters right now, for sure. If you don't win this one, your season's over. But if you want to make it to tomorrow, you have 2 games today, and then you got 2 more tomorrow. And so, you know, you're thinking about it from a pitching staff point of view as well.
That is a really interesting point, and let me drill a little deeper on that, because this is Clemson, who they've only been around a handful of years, but have already established an identity as a high caliber program with a Hall of Fame head coach. You want to win more than 1 game in a regional, but you have to win this 1 game to have a chance to do that.
I mean, it's all hands on deck. The postseason about wins. Sure, you want to give people opportunities. We saw that in the Georgia game when they switched pitchers late in the game. But in general, it's about wins. You do what you can to win the game now, to either stay in the winner's bracket or, in this case, fight for your lives. So it's all hands on deck.
That is inside for ball 4, so she lost her on the 3-2 pitch, so Horn is on.
And that has been the nemesis of Lexi Hames when she has had opportunities. Just the 23 innings pitch coming in, but she had 30 walks within that time, 30 strikeouts as well. So working on that command. And she gives up her first free pass of this game.
Audrey Bates, the Cougars' right fielder. So the winner of this game, they only have a half hour to gather themselves and play another elimination game. UNCG, which just lost earlier today to Georgia, has, I'm sure, back at the hotel or wherever they are, just sitting in the AC, relaxing a little bit, will have a little bit of an advantage in that regard, I would imagine.
And I'd have to play the devil's advocate there.
Okay.
I think the team that has the advantage is the team that wins this
All right.
game.
I was going to say.
Because they've just won, they're coming off a high, they're warmed up, they're ready to go, they're bringing all that positive energy right back into the next game, where UNCG, you know, they walked in today in the winner's bracket. Now they're disappointed, they lost. Now they get cold, they have to get something to eat, they, change uniforms more than likely. Then they have to re-warm up, start again, build that momentum back up. I feel like the advantage goes to the team that wins this game, simply because of that, bringing that winning momentum into the next game.
Kyle Jamison, the pitching coach, comes out. You know me too well, because before I could even get to it, I was going to bring up that possibility. In also the way John Rittman has approached starting Hames here, because he's thinking, I need to win not 1, but 2 games today to extend my season.
Yeah, you're thinking.
And does Hames give them the chance in this game, now where you have a fresher Manis or whoever you want, if you hopefully get by it, if you're Clemson, to play later today?
Sure, I'm sure that's part of it as well. Without question, you want to have a fresh bullpen. Got a lot of games to play. When you lose game 1 of a regional, you're thinking, I've got 4 games to play.
Three balls and a strike on Audrey Bates. She takes ball 4, so that's back-to-back walks. Make sure you don't miss a minute of all the action from these NCAA softball regionals around the country. We will take you to all the best live action on 7 Innings Live. You can find it on your ESPN app. You see every game, every big moment on the road to Oklahoma City in the Women's College World Series. Sierra Parody with 2 on, 1 out. Things are going to get shuffling in the Clemson bullpen here. Sierra Manis, number 7 there on the right. And yes, it was Macy Cintron, who's DP in this game, also getting loose. 0-2 pitch. The changeup bounced up there, and Hicks does what she does so well and makes sure that does not elude her.
I mean, she's been like a video tutorial on how to block the ball so far in this regional. Just so athletic. Leads with her glove. A lot of times the glove's the last thing to go down. It's got to be the first thing to go down. She's just making it look easy.
Hames reacts after she picks up her 3rd strikeout, 2nd of the inning, 2 outs.
And this is what we've seen from Hames all season long. This is a curve ball. Lots of spin on the ball. She has 2 strikeouts in this inning, but 2 walks. No one's hit her yet. She pitched herself into some trouble. Can she continue and pitch herself out?
She jams Carly Hughes, who fouls the first pitch away. You're going to get a ball at some point.
I mean, like, I feel like a magnet. I always was when I was out recruiting. I was a ball magnet. I could be at one field and bam, you know, everybody I'd sit by like, man, bro, you're a ball magnet. I really am. That's continued my whole life. And it's getting closer. I still feel it.
Got her to Chase. Goes to first just to be sure to make the strikeout official. And 3 Ks in the inning for Hames, mixed in with a couple of walks, and Charleston strands a pair.
Lexi Hames, you're watching her. Bends, does not break. Zips the pitches through the zone, strikes out the side. Can Clemson add to their lead?
He's got a tiger in the fight. He may be that tiger. That is probably not the outfit you want on a 90-degree day or feeling like that. But I tell you what, that's a fan.
That is commitment, 100%. It is warm. Temperature says 84 in the sun. The wind's not blowing very hard. It's got to feel a lot warmer than that. But that is commitment for your team.
First pitch hacking, and Chanel skies it to right field. Bates waits on it to come down. 1 pitch, 1 out for Mackenzie Mathis.
I mean, how could you not want to play behind Mackenzie Mathis? Just every pitch, high energy, completely invested, completely into it.
It is nonstop energy. And folks, if you think she's more reserved off the field, let us correct you, because she is maybe even more active.
Yes, very outgoing young lady, and you know, probably her most proud story she told us was how she was able to recruit random people from their hotel to their conference tournament championship, and I can see that that happened for sure. A lot of fun.
Up high to Pavesi, 1 ball, 1 strike. Back with a base hit to right. First time up. She had a couple of hits against Charleston in the first meeting between these teams back in early March.
Seen a lot more off speed from Mathis today, and I think it's really complementing her higher velocity pitches. We didn't see it a whole lot yesterday against Georgia. And it's helped her to work from ahead, really preventing Clemson from really squaring a lot of balls up.
To left field, Cannon coming over towards the line and right about on the line. Hauls that in. And 2 fly ball outs to begin the Clemson 3rd inning. Here's the DP, Macy Cintron. Well, Macy in her freshman year last year, when she won ACC Freshman of the Year, was all ACC first team, was I guess the best term would be more balanced two-way player, where she did a lot of both. She didn't really pitch a whole lot this year until later in the season.
Yeah, tremendous athlete. You know, when you can play a lot of positions, including in the circle, also hitting in the cleanup spot. Just sometimes the toughest things with those players is, you know, how do you get them enough practice time at all of them? And think about Ashton Danley, Florida State. Think about a Jordy Fromm at Nebraska. They just have to put in the time, and they also have to focus a lot on their rest and recovery, nutrition, those sorts of things. You want to be playing your best at this time of year, but you also have to have the stamina to get to this time of year.
Mathis gets a strikeout. That is her first K of the game and sets him down in order for the first time.
Now Mackenzie Mathis is throwing one of her best innings of the entire regional. See if she can give some of that energy to her offense.
Well, the host team, Georgia, with the 8-0 win over UNCG earlier, so they have already moved to the regional final. Awaiting an opponent for that at noon Eastern time tomorrow. See which of the remaining 3 teams survives to get through. Clemson, Charleston right here in an elimination game. UNCG waiting next for the winner of this game. Only runs scored in the first inning. Clemson, an RBI double for Marion Collins. Charleston hasn't been able to get anything going offensively. They got a couple of walks in the second. Still looking for their first base hit as they come up here in the last of the third. Julia Sitterding leading off, 9-1 and 2 hitters for the Cougars. Softly hit the shortstop. Chanel retires Sitterding. Quick out there for Lexi Hames, and it turns the lineup over.
Hames has been working from ahead most of the day. She did have the 2 walks in the last inning, but she still worked from ahead with those batters. And if I'm Charleston, offensive strategy, I'd be swinging as we saw right there from Conroy early in the count.
Lined it right at the drawn-in third baseman, Sarah Bro.
Great reactions. I mean, it was hit right to her. She just had to get her glove up right in front of her face. But that could have been extra bases for Conroy with her speed. Any ball down the line.
If Bro did catch it, the ball was going to catch her.
Yeah, for sure.
Langston, big swing, rips one foul off the grandstand.
We always used to say in recruiting, it's not the first bounce of any foul ball, it's always the second one.
Yeah.
You always got to pay attention for at least 2 bounces because the ball could go anywhere.
The home run Langston hit here against Georgia last night to give them a 2-0 lead. It was her second of the year. The first home run came April 5th against Elon. She is all CAA second team in her sophomore year. And by the way, the conference, you're aware of this because you work with coaches and conferences all the time. For many years was called the Colonial Athletic Association, CAA, but they changed it a few years ago to the Coastal Athletic Association. I still fall into the old habit occasionally because it was the Colonial for a lot of years.
Long time, yes. Charleston came into that conference tournament, the 5 seed, put together quite a run to be here.
Yeah, their second NCAA tournament, first since 2005. In the center field, Brockenbrough shading her eyes. 3 up, 3 down, 5 in a row. Now set down by Lexi Hames. When we come back, we'll visit with the Tiger head coach, John Rittman. Welcome back to the NCAA Softball Regionals presented by Capital One. Elimination game between the Tigers and Cougars. Clemson lead 1-0, top of the fourth. Let's chat with our head coach, John Rittman. Coach, elimination day here. You want to win, not just win, but 2 games. Was curious the thought process, everything that landed on Lexi Hames starting what you hope is just the first game today.
Well, that's the deal. You know, you got to win this one, and our goal is to win it. And Lexi's pitched really well lately. I like the way she's keeping them off balance with her off-speed stuff. She ran into a little control problem there in that 1 inning, but we got to score some more runs for her. But, yeah, it was a decision. We want to win the tournament. Obviously, we got to win this one, but we're thinking long-term as well.
Well, Coach, you got on the board early with the offense. Know that felt good to get that first run on the board. What'd you like to see from your offense to add to that lead?
We just got to quit spinning off of pitches. We got to stay on the pitch. We got to get our foot down before we rotate. Just some simple mechanical things that we're just not doing at the plate right now. We got to think line drive and quit trying to lift things out of the park.
We'll let you get to it. Thanks so much for the time.
Thank you.
Coach John Rittman will take his spot over at the third base coach's box. And I love what he said there because it's where I thought he was going to go. Our goal is not to come here and win 1 game. Our goal is to come here and win the regional. And Lexi Hames was the appropriate answer for them to start in the circle in this elimination.
Yeah, she's done a nice job. I mean, she has really stifled the Charleston offense so far and given their offense a chance to add to the lead here.
Collins behind that first pitch from Mathis. Married with a double off the glove. The center fielder Conroy back in the first. That brought in the lone run of the game. Scoring Pavesi. Clemson was on the wrong end of the 1-0 game yesterday when they lost to UNCG to put them in this elimination game. They're up 1-0 now in the 4th. You know, in our conversations with Mathis, she shared a lot of information, let's just say that, over a half-hour period of time. But she had not 1 but 2 surgeries on the wrists of her pitching hand. You know, you often hear about shoulder or elbow. You don't hear about wrist a lot of times, but that's a vital part of throwing pitches.
I mean, it just shows her perseverance level to come back and pitch at the level she has this year. Those are not, you know, there's not a lot of blood flow in your wrist, period, let alone when you're trying to recover from a surgery. And then, oh, by the way, wanting to go pitch, not just wanting to live your normal life. And a lot of credit, a lot of perseverance. Really pitched well, especially the second half of the season.
Just in her sophomore year. Belted to right field, hit well back, reaching up, it's over the head of Bates. Collins chugging for second. She has her second double of the game. She hit that ball well, right on the screws.
That Coach Rittman talked about spinning off the ball. When you spin off the ball, you can pop up. You're not getting all your momentum, your legs, everything behind the ball. This time, Marion Collins hits it right on the button, stays elevated just over the glove of Bates. We've seen a lot of great outfield catches in this regional, but this one has too much pace on it. Clemson has a runner in scoring position.
Sends up the third baseman, Sarah Bro, who offers at the first pitch. Popped out to short, her first time up. Third base, looking the runner back. Sitterding to first. Julie making the play at third. Bro grounds out, cannot advance Collins. She stays at second, 1 out.
Well, that's exactly the result Mathis wanted. A ground ball to the left side. That forces Collins to stay at second base. Every time Charleston's had a little challenge thrown at them, they've been able to rise to the occasion and shut it down.
Well, we had an illegal pitch, so wipe everything off we just saw.
I need need to stay laser focused here on first and third.
Instead, she bunts. She gets second life and says, you know what? I'm not going to ground out like I just did and got another opportunity. I need to get the runner to third, so what better way? I'm going to lay down a bunt.
Well, that is significant. Instead of having an out on the board and a runner at second, now it's an out on the board, a runner at third base. Excellent bunt, keeps the barrel in front, angles the ball down, forces the defense to come get the ball. That is a productive out. And in a game where runs have been scarce, having a runner at third with less than 2 outs is huge right now for Clemson.
For Bro, her first sack bunt of the season. And what a time for it. You thought you just made an unproductive out. And you're like, you know what? I'm going to make a productive out if I make an out at all here. 1 ball, 1 strike on Hicks. They had the squeeze on.
I love that call from Coach John Rittman. The offense has been struggling. They have not been able to string a lot of hits together. Got good speed at third. But Hicks is not able to execute. Pitch was a little out of the zone, certainly, but she's not able to execute. But I love that call. And then as a coach, you have a good read on your offense. You know if they're, hitting the cover off and you let them swing away, or you're stealing bases because the defense can't slow you down. In this situation, Clemson has scored 1 run so far in this regional, really hasn't threatened in a lot of innings. He's trying to do all he can, put his team in a position to get another run, and now Hicks is going to be more than likely swinging away with 2 strikes.
Going to float over towards the dugout and hitting the screen. Still spinning. Hicks grounded to short in her first at bat 2 innings ago. Just got a piece of that. Corey played with OU last year in her freshman year. And a total of 6 hits on the season, but 3 of those hits were home runs. So you knew the potential was in there. She winds up at Clemson here now in her sophomore year. She's the team leader with 11 home runs. And the leader in RBIs.
Got a good battle going here between Mathis and Hicks. This is an important at-bat in the game. With Charleston struggling to score runs, 1 run doesn't seem like a big deficit, but 2, little different story.
The battle continues. Pitch number 8 upcoming. Collins at third with 1 out. 1-0 Tigers, top of the 4th in this elimination game from Athens.
Mathis continues to work the outer half of the plate. Right now, Hicks not able to stay on the pitch long enough to drive it the other way. Hitting it off the end of the bat. Look for Mathis to continue to pound that part of the zone.
Wow. Getting the same result every time. He's bumped up the pitch count for the Charleston starter, McKenzie Mathis, up near 60 now. Mathis has thrown as many as 141 pitches in a game. That was April 13th against Elon. But she threw 86 pitches yesterday. Floated out towards second. Oh, the catch is made by Hughes. She was cheating in, trying to cut the run off at the plate. And Hicks just kept battling, put it in play, and almost got it over the head of Hughes.
And credit to Mathis continuing to work the outer half, forcing Hicks to go the other way. Doesn't get any better than that. Carly Hughes keeps her eye on the ball, times her leap perfectly. And how about that? Some energy from her pitcher.
A 10-pitch at bat there for Hicks, and swinging at the first pitch, fly ball to left field, and Cannon makes the catch. And Mathis keeps Clemson from adding to the lead. They strand their runner Collins at third. We'll visit with the Cougar head coach Maggie Moroka when we come back. We welcome you back to the NCAA Softball Regionals presented by Capital One. 1-0 Clemson. Bottom of the fourth. Charleston about to come up. Let's chat with their head coach, Maggie Moroka. Well, what's the key offensively here against Ames? What you've seen so far through 3 innings offensively?
We talked about last inning. We need to be a little bit more selective and capitalize on the fact that he's giving us first a few times, not swinging at balls, not swinging at pitches that are in the dirt. I know it's a lot easier said than done, but we've just been trying to focus on that, having selfless at-bats, and, you know, we may not get the long ball, but we need to focus on what we can control.
Coach, very impressed with Mackenzie Mathis throwing in back-to-back days. What does her energy give to your team in the circle? She certainly is fiery out there.
Yes, definitely. I think her confidence and then just her ability to be able to come back after last night and give us the exact same energy with the exact same movement gives our defense and our offense the ability to stay locked in and know that we can do this.
She is unique. We appreciate the time. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you. Thank you.
And Coach Maggie Moroka, who was an assistant on the team under head coach Tracy Lynch, who departed at the end of last season. And she is the youngest Division I head coach, Maggie Moroka. And has made it to the NCAA tournament. She's already made some history just by getting the team here.
It's so impressive, the run they made. They came in as the 5 seed to the conference tournament, won 4 games in a row, including the #1 seed Hofstra twice to punch their ticket here. And this is a program that, you know, just a few years ago, they won 10 games total. So it is a very quick turnaround into the NCAA tournament.
And to say what they did in the conference tournament was a surprise. I'm sure it wasn't to them, but it was to most of the softball world. How they rolled through without a loss, and that's just guided into center field. And there's a base hit from Miller. That's what Coach Moroka was looking for. Just put something in play. Miller's on to begin the inning. But our question was going to be, you know, what Charleston team's going to be here in the NCAA tournament? Is the one that we kind of played through the regular season, or the one that was in the CAA tournament? And it looks like it's a tournament team.
And I think that's what makes it so fun at this time of year. As you take a look, they dominated, outscored opponents 20-3 in those 4 games. It makes it so fun at the NCAA tournament. Either you have teams in this NCAA tournament who have been good all season long. They get the automatic bid because they have been consistent from February to May. Or you get a team that is playing their best softball at the right time of year, like Charleston, who comes in knowing how to win when the pressure's high. And so everybody in this tournament knows how to get it done. And that's why we're seeing across the country lots of walk-off victories, lots of close games, lots of upsets, and also a lot of parity.
1-1 pitch. She squares the bunt and missed it. Runners going, throw down to second, safe.
Oh, this is a bunt and run from Charleston. The bunt is not executed because the ball falls off the table. You know, you almost could argue batter interference there, since Hallie Cannon stayed over the plate a little bit long. That ball hits her. That definitely would have been interference.
I think that hit her in the foot. It rolls out to Bro.
Gosh,
Yeah, right off the front foot.
Rolls over while she's getting jammed, and it goes straight down into the foot. Not fun.
By the way, for Miller, her 19th stolen base. Her team that's now swiped 119 on the season.
That's really how they've won a lot of games this year. They don't have a lot of home run power, although we saw one last night. Just 17 on the season, but they've been able to go base to base, steal a ton of bases. Very much a singles hitting team, but they pass the bat up and down the lineup.
And we may have a pitch count problem here. Would be my first guess. Keep looking, kind of glancing towards the dugout.
Equipment malfunction? Is that what you're thinking?
I'm thinking, yeah, look, the pitch count, but I guess not.
Yeah, it's an equipment issue. Trying to find one that's charged up. Somebody's got to be in charge of charging things.
All right, well, if it was an issue, they're going to play through it. I didn't see any equipment exchange. Two balls and two strikes.
I got to tell you how many extra bases Corey Hicks has saved for Clemson. Just in the game and a half we've watched her play here at regionals, just keeping that ball in front. That kicks away at all. Charleston would have a run at third.
I know Hallie Cannon in the batter's box thinking wants to at least get Miller another 60 feet over to third base. Led off with a base hit. Austy's now at second after a steal. Representing the tying run for Charleston. All right, now we got the equipment figured out. Or at least until that battery runs out. We are a prisoner of the technology these days.
Oh, man. Can't live with it. Sometimes it's hard to live without it.
It's fun to try, though. That's a little bit inside ball four. So Cannon earns a walk. First two base runners are on in the Charleston fourth.
Well, and you start to think, Mark, we both talked through what we thought John Rittman's strategy was here in terms of in the circle, but you know, you also start thinking, hey, we don't get, you know, this is the game that matters. We need to win now.
Orange swinging away, fouls it off. Defensively, they're just defending against a possible bunt from Samantha Horn.
Lexi Hames only has 2 complete games on the season.
Pulls one foul. Samantha Horn has come up there with no thought of bunting the ball.
Yeah, this is the second time through the lineup, and you look down and, you know, we've had a line drive out, a base hit, a walk. Like the second time through the lineup, much more productive here for Charleston.
Horn walked her first time up, and she's in the hole 0-2 here, and now strikes out. Hames goes to the changeup, records the K.
That off-speed pitch has been the pitch. It's not even a strike. Drops outside of the zone. Corey Hicks once again just securing the ball. You know, it's called a backstop for a reason, and she certainly is being one for Clemson, especially when you got a pitcher like Hames in the circle who throws a lot in the dirt. Even her curveball sometimes can be in the dirt, and certainly that off-speed pitch. And if you have trust in your catcher to keep those balls in front, it just gives you even more confidence to throw them.
Swing and a miss by Audrey Bates. She was also the recipient of a walk back in the second inning when Hames walked 2 with 1 out, but then got a couple of strikeouts to get out of that jam. Hames trying to escape another jam. The first 2 were on with nobody out. They're still there with 1 out. Augusta, Georgia native Audrey Bates at the plate for Charleston.
And you don't see a lot of spin. You know, I wouldn't say Hames is overly spinny, but she's got good velocity behind her curveball as well. She kind of rips it through the zone.
Got her to chase it. Lead runner did take off with the pitch. So Miller picks up another steal, her second in the sequence. Well,
just good base running from Miller. Sees the ball's way out of the zone in the dirt. Hicks has to drop to her knees the minute she sees that. Now this isn't even a strike. Not really sure there on the swing from Bates. She'd love to have that one back because that pitch was clearly out of the zone. But good heads-up base running. When you see a catcher having to drop to her knees, moving away from third base, that gives you a good opportunity once you have your feet moving to take off. And it's what Charleston's been doing all season long. Now they're 120th stolen base of the year.
Pitching coach Kyle Jamieson leading the conversation with the infielders. So first and third, 2 outs. The inning began with a base hit from Miller. She stole second after a walk to Cannon. Strikeouts a Horn and Bates, but add another steal for Miller. She's at third and represents the tying run with Sierra Parody at the plate. It's jammed, a little floater, may drop, and does. Quickly up with it, Brockenbrough, throw back behind the runner at second. Safe is the call. And a bloop hit for Parody ties the game, and it's 1-1.
It's the base running for Charleston. How important was it for Miller to advance to third base? Parody gets jammed up on this one, but gets enough on it where she hits it where nobody can get to. But the secret was the 2 stolen bases from Austin Miller, not only being safe at second on a straight steal, but a good heads-up steal.
Clemson is challenging the safe call at second place. That play is under review.
So they're challenging the call at second base. Now, when the ball went in the outfield, the second base umpire, Todrick Davis, fouled it out to see if the center fielder, Brockenbrough, was going to catch it. So when the throw came in, the call then went to the first base umpire, and it was Steve Gould from about 50 feet away that made the safe call. He was 50 feet away from second base. Here's the throw back in. It looked like she did get a handed. We'll see if we have other angles, but you see Collins looking around for an umpire to get a call.
Yeah, I think her hand was in there before the tag went down. It's a good heads-up play by Brockenbrough. I mean, her hand is on the base right there, and the tag isn't really even close, in my opinion, to getting her body. And either way, the run had already scored. So this out, even though it would be the last out of the inning, the run had already scored. The play would have taken place after. But I think the play's going to stand.
Didn't take long.
After review, the call at second base has been confirmed. She is safe.
So quick review, call confirmed. That leaves Clemson with 1 challenge. And it's first and second, still 2 outs. Game now tied at 1. This is an elimination game. Carly Hughes, the hitter. Sends a fly ball to left field, and Kylie Johnson trots to her left to haul it in. Side retired. But Charleston ties it. They pick up a run and strand a couple. It's 1-1 after 4. There's our game summary as you take a look at part of the campus of the University of Georgia. With Clemson and Charleston 1-1. Elimination game going to the top of the 5th inning. By the way, a little useless information from me. We have 2 schools in this regional that are 2 of the oldest schools in the United States. College of Charleston was founded in 1770. It's the 13th oldest higher education institution in the United States. Georgia formed shortly after that in 1785.
Fun facts from Mark Neely. I love that. I love that. Needless to say, they have a very large alumni base.
They do. It is the 250th anniversary of the country, so a little patriotic fact. So 2 schools that are 2 of the oldest in higher education in this country. Taylor Pipkins leading off now. What is a 1-1 game? Clemson, if you're curious, was founded in 1889. So
They're spring chicken.
yeah. Well, Mackenzie Mathis has gotten a little offensive help from her team to tie the game, and a fly ball hit by Pipkins to right. One quick out. Women's College World Series returning to Oklahoma City. All the action begins Thursday, May 28th, noon Eastern on ESPN. For more info, you can jump online to ncaa.com. That's your home for every NCAA championship. Ball bunted foul by Brockenbrough.
So tough to defend because of her ability to do what we just saw. She can drop a bunt. We haven't seen her put it down fair, and that's just kind of been what we've seen from Clemson this weekend. Just close, but can't get over the hump. But she can bunt her way on base. She's got elite speed. She can go to her slap game and also can hit it over the fence. Just makes it very tough for pitchers, defenses at the top of the lineup.
She's grounded out to second 2 times today. And the hole now 0-2. Coach Rittman's team scored in the first, an RBI double for Marion Collins. College of Charleston just tied it. Sierra Parody RBI hit in the bottom of the fourth. Elimination game. Winner lives on to play UNCG. About a half hour after the conclusion of this game, the loser sees their season come to an end. All upstairs. Davison 0 for 3 yesterday against UNCG. A 1-0 loss. Made several highlight reel catches out in center field. That ball's going to just get over the netting.
And a lot of fly ball outs for Clemson today, and that's a big credit to Mackenzie Mathis. Relying on her velocity and spinning the ball up through the zone. But, you know, a lot of times, Coach John Rittman, one of the best hitting coaches out there, a lot of times you're just saying, look, whatever it takes for line drives, ground balls, let's get it done. Sometimes you just have to change things. And you practice them in the middle of practice, like, hey, we're going to practice right now. We're facing a pitcher, and all we're doing is getting fly ball outs. The next 10 have to be on the ground. And it's kind of where I feel Clemson is right now. Just these lazy fly ball outs in general are making it very easy for the Charleston defense.
Pitch count over 70 now for Mathis. Again, she threw 86 pitches in her 5 innings of work starting against Georgia yesterday.
And the Charleston defense comes into this game. They've made 68 errors on the season, fielding percentage in the 950s. So what's that tell you? Let's make them work a little bit. Let's make them work right now. Mackenzie Mathis doing her job, keeping her team in the game here, but the defense hasn't had to work very hard as well. A lot of fly ball outs.
It's down the left field side, in foul ground, playable, and a sliding catch by the left fielder. That's Hallie Cannon, who's made a couple of those type of plays the last 2 days.
And the outfield highlights we've seen in this entire regional, this pitch spinning away from Brockenbrough, and Cannon does it perfectly. Slides feet first. Once she knows she's getting close to that dirt, close to the fence, slides feet first so she doesn't injure herself. Just a fantastic catch. That's just fully committing to making the play.
Riley Chanel fouls the first pitch. Now she's got to come in and get the foul ball that ricocheted out there. Number 99, Hallie Cannon.
Look, she ripped her pants. She's got a souvenir.
I know she's been playing a game, though. It's okay to get the uniform dirty and ripping occasionally. No balls, 2 strikes. Popped up to first base. Parody right near the bag. That retires the side. Well, Hallie Cannon showed us a little something in foul ground.
This Charleston defense has been on point this entire regional. Hallie Cannon getting it done.
Well, we have a new pitcher for Clemson. I guess you've already figured out it's Sierra Manis.
Sierra Manis has been the workhorse for Clemson all season long. She can be a shutdown pitcher because of her ability to keep the ball down in the zone, throws hard, and right now for Clemson, with their season on the line, they hand the ball over in a tie game to their ace.
He pours in a first pitch strike. Julia Sitterding. And Manis, after good work, I think they got what they had hoped from Lexi Hames. That's bounced to the drawn in third baseman Sarah Bro. One quick out. Manis has been one of the workhorses for this team.
Well, hands down, over 161 innings pitched. Does get her fair share of strikeouts, over 100, but mainly she gets the result we just saw. 70% of the time she's throwing a drop ball, and she's going to be feeding her defense. Lots of ground ball outs. And her go-to pitch is that drop ball. She complements it with a rise, can go up in the zone, but lives on that drop on both sides of the plate. Also throws a changeup. Not as many strikeouts, but controls the hitters with ground ball outs.
Bronwyn Conroy at the plate. That brings the infield in with her speed. She struck out in line to third today. That is fair. Quickly scooped up by Kylie Johnson to hold her to a single. Ball bounced behind the bag in foul territory, but it was fair up the line.
Well, Conroy does not play like a freshman. So savvy with her barrel control. Takes that pitch on the outer half. Has enough pace on it because she keeps her hands back. Really slaps the ball hard. And Johnson was playing
Clemson is
on
challenging the fair call. That play is under review.
All right, Clemson going to use what's possibly their final challenge here. As I mentioned, the ball came out in foul ground behind the base. It was fair up the line.
Well, and if I'm John Rittman, you know, I have a good angle down there from their dugout on the first base side. It's where the ball travels over the base. Obviously, the base, the edge of the base is on the fair foul line. If the ball hits the fair foul line,
I mean, that makes it look like the ball went right over the bag.
Over the base.
And yes, where it came down about 7 or 8 feet behind the base, it looked right just to the left of the line.
And it's where the ball is when it travels over the base, not where it lands. And that's what our replay crew is taking a look at. It clearly bounces fair right off the bat. And if I'm John Rittman, I'm going to go into review too. Why? Bronwyn Conroy is in the top 5 in the country in stolen bases, and we're in a one-run game late in the game. And the odds are she's going to be taken off sooner than later and getting down into, doing her best to get down into scoring position. And so this is I understand what Coach Rittman's doing here with his review.
And the call on the field was fair. Let's see what they come back with.
After review, the fair ball is stands. That is Clemson's second review. They are out of challenges.
Like you said, it was worth a roll of the dice for Coach Rittman there. The call wasn't confirmed. It stands because of the angles we showed you there. It probably did go over the bag fair. Its first bounce behind the bag was clearly foul. So the call was stands, not confirmed. But now to the business at hand, which is Conroy at first base, representing the go-ahead run with one out here in the 5th. There she goes, and she picked a perfect pitch to run on. Hicks blocked it, but it went to her left, and no chance to get Conroy, who swipes her 44th base of the year.
And especially with Manis throwing down in the zone, this can happen. No contest, and she got a fantastic jump on that pitch too. Again, Clemson did not have a review challenge, even if they wanted to review if Conroy left early. Good opportunity here for Charleston.
Langston is grounded out and flied out. She's ahead in the count, 3-1. Sierra Madness just into the game after 4 innings. Only 1 run allowed by the starting pitcher, Lexi Hames. Langston at the plate. The big hit last night, the 2-run home run against Georgia. Sharply hit up the middle. Conroy waved around. Now she's quickly stopped. Beautifully played by Brockenbrough in center field. A one-hop throw right to the catcher, Hicks. Initially, third base coach, this is Rob Sidwell, was waving her in, and then he stopped her at the last moment.
Yeah, you know he wanted to bring her home, but look how close Brockenbrough is, and you can't throw it any better than that. It would have been a very close play. You've got the fastest base runner on the field, and she's going hard to draw the throw. If that ball is thrown away, she had a chance to score, but perfectly executed. Right now, all the pressure on Clemson.
The infielders want to meet here to discuss everything that they need to think about defensively with runners at the corners. 1 out here in the 5th in a tie game. An elimination game on top of that.
Yeah, Charleston has a good following here. Their fans on their feet. They know this is a good opportunity. Another run on the board.
Want to get things sorted out defensively here. Long conversation here. Somebody's taking a timeout on one of these two teams here.
Yeah, it has to be. I mean,
And I think, is there an issue with Manis?
You'd think
No.
injury timeout.
She's
I mean,
got her
there's really not a lot else to.
pitch combo watch in her hand.
Yeah. Yeah, pitching change.
So it is going to be a change. Clemson will make the change. And Cintron's going to come on to be the new pitcher. Well, Macy Cintron, whose pitching load increased later in the year, called on a key spot here in this elimination game.
And not only is she called in a key spot, she's taken charge in that circle, a big leader for this Clemson team. Has pitched, as you mentioned, more recently and has been very effective. They need her right now in a big moment of this game.
He inherits a 1-ball, no strike count. Runners at the corners, infield in. Miller shoots it deep, but foul down the right field side.
Well, Citron's going to bring the heat in the upper 60s. Works a curveball, drop ball combination. Also can mix speeds and can throw that changeup on any count.
Miller, slow tap. A look to third base. Throw to first to get the out. Well defended by Macy Citron. Conroy did not break for the plate.
This is why you need to be ready from the first pitch of the game. It's a backdoor curve on the outer half. And look how quickly Citron comes off the circle, checks the runner at home, squares her feet. Just a good athletic play. And to get a huge second out in this inning.
It did advance the trailing runner Langston down to second, so they're at second and third with 2 outs. Cleanup hitter Hallie Cannon is up. He's walked and struck out. Check swing foul. Citron, the third pitcher of the game for Clemson. Took something off and caught the inside corner. Cannon gave up on it. She's in the hole 1-2.
Cannon's been one of the hottest bats in the lineup for Charleston. This is the hitter they want up in this situation.
Another ball bounced up there, and once again Hicks doing what she has done to perfection so far this weekend.
And those plays don't show up in the scorebook, and that is the difference maker. With the speed of Conroy in third, that kicks away from her at all. It's a run.
3-2 pitch, strike 3 call at the knees. And Clemson escapes. Charleston strands 2.
Whatever Macy Citron has when she gets in the circle, if you could bottle that for the season, and love it.
Our first of 2 elimination games from Athens, Georgia. Clemson won in the first. Charleston tied it in the 4th. Still tied going to the 6th. Clemson, who's made it to the postseason every year in school history, is trying to avoid coming up empty in a regional for the first time. Charleston, only their second trip in school history, went back in 05 and did have tournament wins against Virginia Tech. It'll be their first since 2005, 21 years ago. Pavesi to lead off. Mack with a base hit. That was in the first. She scored the lone Clemson run on the double by Collins.
And we'll see if Clemson can make the adjustment. We really haven't seen it this game. Lots of fly ball outs, a little late on their swing against Mathis. And really coming off the ball, almost swinging around, casting, coming around. If I'm Clemson, I'm doing whatever I can. Line drives, hard ground balls, have to make some sort of adjustment.
Down the line, fair into the corner. Takes a hop, Cannon has to chase it. Pavesi will stop at second. The second hit of the game. It was their 11th two-base hit of the year.
And this is the adjustment Coach John Rittman's been looking for. Gets on time, gets on plane, finds the corner. A little bit of trouble fielding the ball out there with Cannon, but a leadoff double for Pavesi.
So Cintron, who's been the DP and is now pitching, summoned by head coach John Rittman. Charleston uses the opportunity to have the infielders chat as well.
Well, big decision here. You've got a big power hitter. And we talked about it a little over the break. Macy Cintron just knows how to step up in the big moments. But, you know, it's a tight ball game. In general, you may want to move her over a sacrifice bunt situation. But if I'm John Rittman, I mean, it's a green light here to swing away. Right now, Cintron taking that momentum and emotion from ending the inning in the circle to the batter's box.
Swinging away, ground ball to short. It kicks off Miller. Doesn't have a play. Had she come up with that, it would have been interesting because Pavesi took a huge secondary lead off a second. But Sitterding, the third baseman, was cheating way towards the plate.
And most important for Clemson, where did they hit the ball? On the ground. Force Charleston to make plays. This is the first time in the game we've seen two balls in a row, well hit, line drive, hard ground ball. And Miller can't come up with the play, and this is a huge adjustment for Clemson. We're going to see a pinch runner at first base.
Kennedy Ariel will handle the running for the now pitcher Cintron. Who's scoring error to the shortstop Miller. 2 on, nobody out. Collins has a couple of doubles today. Fouled away. It's interesting that you're in a spot here in a 1-1 game late elimination. A lot of times you may try to sacrifice or do something that way, but you've got your kind of your extra power, extra base power bats up here, and John Rittman would rather them swing away.
And they're trying to hit themselves out of a little bit of a slump for Clemson standards. They just have not been able to string hits together here at the end of the season. You just kind of get the feeling maybe that defensive stop at the end of last inning just gave them the momentum, kind of the jolt they needed.
Collins doubled in the lone run in the first, doubled again in the fourth, but was stranded at third base. She had a hit in the loss to UNCG yesterday. She has 3 hits. 5 at bats so far in the regional. He's in the hole 0-2. Off speed, hit to right center field. That ball's going to get down. Most likely give Clemson the lead. Here comes the lead runner, Pavesi. She scores. Down to second goes Collins, her 3rd double of the game. She has driven in both Tiger runs. 2-1 Clemson in the 6th.
And this is an 0-2 pitch from Mathis. She tries to take a little off. It floats right into the heart of the strike zone. And today you cannot miss on Marion Collins, her third double of the day. This time it's the go-ahead RBI for Clemson.
Six total bases are 3 times up for Marion Collins. And both runs knocked in. Not surprised, Mathis at 84 pitches is going to stay in the game here.
Well, she had Collins 0-2, and I like that call with the off speed, but she floated it right in the heart of the strike zone, and you just cannot miss against a hitter like Marion Collins today, who is just in the groove.
Well, second and third, still nobody out here in the Clemson sixth. The third baseman, Sarah Bro. That's out in a shallow center. This won't be deep enough to get the run home. Catch is made, and the one bounce throw from Hughes. Ariel made it look like she may take off just to draw a throw.
And that's exactly what you want to do as a base runner. Force the defense to stop you. You never want to stop yourself as a base runner and just hug the base by drawing the throw. Hey, what if it kicks away, gets thrown away? Force the defense to stop you.
What a big out for Charleston. The first of the inning with Corey Hicks standing in. Corey hits one deep left center field. This ball caught. Tagging area will score. Cannon, nice running catch, but it goes as a sac fly. Hicks is team leading 39th RBI, and it's been a 2-run inning. 3-1 Clemson.
And we're seeing much better contact, line drives, well-hit balls. Clemson is staying on the pitch. A big adjustment for them in this inning, and it's paid off for them with 2 runs.
They're going to bat for Kylie Johnson. Julia Noller is going to come off the bench. So Noller bats here for Johnson. He pops it up, twisting back, looks like it may stay in play, and does. Langston squeezes it, and that ends the inning. The Clemson gets a pair, one of those unearned, and it's 3-1 Tigers going to the bottom of the 6th. As many times have we been bitten by the illegal pitch bug, I guess we need to really take a lot of time. We are back. There was an illegal pitch. Noller's back at the plate. So it's now 1 ball, 1 strike. The illegal pitch is counted as a ball. That's a foul ball, so it's 1 ball, 1 strike on Noller. So the inning continues. The pinch hitter, Julia Noller. First appearance of the regional for Noller. Collins, the runner at second with 2 outs. Swing and a miss. Looking, no illegal pitch has been called, and yes, we have now come to the end of the 6th. As I said earlier, 2 runs, one of those unearned for Clemson in the top half, and they lead 3-1. The host team, Georgia, is in the regional final already. This is an elimination game. Clemson and Charleston. Winner faces UNC Greensboro about a half hour after the end of this one. Loser season is over. This elimination Saturday. A 2-run lead for Clemson. They just scored 2 in the top of the 6th. Macy Cintron, who came on, got the last 2 outs of the 5th.
I mean, she just took over that inning. She said, I have seen enough, and I'm going to make this happen. Just so impressive, her ability to come in and shut things down for Charlton.
At the horn. First pitch strikes. So now College of Charleston finds themselves down 2 in this elimination game with 6 outs to play with. Walking a strikeout for Samantha today. Out to shortstop. A throw by Chanel for out number 1. Do not miss a minute of the action from the NCAA Softball Regionals. We'll take you to all the best live action on 7 Innings Live on your ESPN app. See every game and every big moment on the road to the Women's College World Series, only on the ESPN networks. Ball went upstairs to Bates. Well, the way this game went at the beginning, Clemson getting that run in the first, Charleston tying it with 1 in the 4th. Clemson getting 2 in this inning. If you're Clemson, now the way it has played out for John Rittman, it's kind of like, okay, I got the ball in the hands of Cintron, a 2-run lead late. I would take this if you told me before the game this is where we would be. That's a bouncing ball to shortstop, and Chanel tried to backhand that ball instead of getting in front of it. And it skips into left field, and there's a base hit. And Charleston's going to get the potential tying run to the plate.
Just footwork. One more step would have made a big difference. Gets a little bit jammed up on the ball, but she stops her feet. She's almost playing a little bit of goalie there instead of moving her feet. Cintron knows it as well. Charleston has a base runner. She had plenty of time to get in front of that ball. She's got a very strong arm. Would have had a better opportunity there to throw her out. This is vintage Charleston. They just make things happen past the bat.
Each team with an error now in the game. Here's Sierra Parody representing the tying run. Parody with an RBI base hit in her last at bat that at that point tied the game. Bounced up there by Cintron, and that kicks away and allows Bates to advance down to second. Towards first, and it zooms right past Pavesi. The lead runner will be stopped. Bates held at third base. Parody hit it well, 1 hop. Pavesi to an E. Looked like she was about to make a play on it, but it went untouched into right field.
Now these balls are being hit hard off Macy Cintron, but once again, look at the footwork. Pavesi stops, just reaches for the ball. She has plenty of time to get in front of this ball. One more step. If she feels that, she can trot over to first base for the second out. And here comes Charleston doing what they do, passing the bat, going base to base.
Haley Wolski will run at first base for Parody, representing the tying run. Still only 1 out. Harley Hughes, the hitter. Can they get an out? They do to second base. Chanel gave a look to the lead runner. As sharply as that was hit to her, it kind of had a look like, can you turn 2 and get out of the inning? But the way the infield was playing, it kind of made that difficult to do.
Yeah, the priority there was the runner from home, making sure she is not taking off. But just good heads-up play there, knowing the game, knowing the situation, being able to still get a lead out.
Caught on the line, I believe, yes, by Pavesi, and Clemson gets out of it. They avoid the damage, and Charleston strands the potential tying runs on base. Well, this game, our first of 2 elimination games on this Saturday. Clemson leading 3-1. The game goes to the 7th. Mackenzie Mathis, the starting pitcher for Charleston, still in there. Clemson 19-2 and leading after 6. They will have 9-1-2 coming up here in the 7th. Mackenzie Mathis at 90 pitches for the most part. She's been pretty economical with 90 pitches through 6 innings.
I mean, she has given her team a chance still in this game. And the way Charleston's been hitting the ball the last few innings, you kind of get the feeling if they can keep Clemson off the board, they got the top of the lineup up in the 7th.
Yep. 3-6-1 Clemson, 1-5-1 for Charleston. Pipkins fouls it back, 0-2. Taylor is singled and flied to right. Bouncing ball towards second base, fielded on the 1-hop by Hughes, but the throw is wide. And Charleston's second error of the game will allow the leadoff batter Pipkins to reach.
And just to kind of hammer the point home, when Clemson has put the ball in the dirt and made Charleston make some plays, this is what's happened. It's really opened up the offense for Clemson. We haven't seen a lot of those lazy fly balls in the last few innings, and that's made a difference.
Bro wanting to bunt the runner down to second, but bunts it foul.
She has not got a bunt down fair in this regional, just getting ahead of herself. Her body's way in front of the bat. The bat's in foul territory, and the ball goes foul. With her speed, if she puts the ball fair, she has a chance to be safe every time.
Or do that. With the drawn in third baseman, Sitterding. I think she likes that better than bunting. 2 on, nobody out.
Oh, my.
95 pitches for Mathis, but no way she's coming out of this game.
No. And she's pitched well.
She has.
I mean, she's not even at the 100 pitch mark yet. And look at the strikes.
That's fantastic. You'll take that.
Truly unbelievable.
That ratio every time. Let's see if she can wiggle off a 2-on, nobody out, and a bunt attempt in the air, and it's caught. So Chanel fouls out bunting.
And what I don't understand with Clemson here is they're trying to bunt for hit or drag bunt. You know, they're trying to be safe. In this situation, John Rittman, all he can do is smile. It's a sacrifice bunt. Stay in the box, sit still, see the ball down before you move. They're just very happy feet in the box, and that has resulted in a fly out.
All one to Pavesi. He's had a good day today, a couple of hits. She has scored 2 of the 3 runs. One of her 2 hits is a double. Fouled away by Mack. We mentioned these teams met back on March 4th at Clemson. Clemson won the game 7-0. 2 noteworthy parts of that. Mackenzie Mathis, today's starting pitcher for Charleston, did not pitch at any point in that game. Pavesi had 2 hits and 3 RBIs. She's kind of picked up right where she left off against Charleston. It's going to twist out of play. Collins was the other big bat in that game for Clemson. She had 2 hits. But that is a world ago and a game that was, I'm not going to say meaningless in early March, but does not near have the significance of this game right here. This should bring the infield fly in effect, I would think. It sure does. And catch is made regardless by Austin Miller for the 2nd out.
And Mackenzie Mathis continues to pound the strike zone with that pitch up in the zone. And after the air and the base hit, she's gotten 2 fly outs. One was a bunt out. But I have been very impressed with her competitive spirit and her ability to still throw the ball hard. This is the 2nd game she's thrown in a row. Didn't finish the 1st game last night. But this young lady gives you all she has on every pitch.
Mason Macy Centron here. Macy 0 for 2 with a walk. Reached on an error last time up. Shoot that foul down the right field side into the bullpen. Looking ahead to the bottom of the 7th. College of Charleston will have the top of the order up. Their season on the line, with both teams' season on the line. Trying to protect with 2 strikes to get a piece of that. That's who's going to lead off. Conroy. 2nd is the catcher Langston. Miller playing short, due up 3rd in the inning for Charleston. And we get to the bottom of this 7th inning. 2-2. You know, these 2 that are facing off here, Mackenzie Mathis wears her emotions on her sleeves. Great player. Macy Centron is the opposite of that. Does not show emotion. Same type of high quality player though.
That just shows you've really got to play to your personality to be successful. Same with coaches. You got to coach to your personality. And you see some pitchers fiery in the circle. Math is certainly one of those. And some you don't even know if they have a heartbeat when they're out there. But you can't ask somebody to be who they're not. I like to say, you know, you can coach different personalities on the team, but you can't coach different mentalities. You know, everyone's got to have that same mentality, like, hey, we're here to win, we're here to compete, we're here to fight. You have to be on the same page as a team with a mentality, but of course you got to be able to coach different personalities.
Runners will take off. This 2-out, 3-2 pitch. That is in play out to left center field. Who wants it? Center fielder does. The catch is made by Conroy, who can bring the ball in and grab a bat. She's going to lead off the bottom of the 7th. Last chance for Charleston in this elimination game. They're down 2 with the season on the line. Clemson leading this game 3-1. Elimination game to the bottom of the 7th inning. Last chance for the College of Charleston. They have the top of the order up. And a battle back and forth. Clemson took the lead with 1 in the 1st. Charleston tied it with 1 in the 4th. 2 in the 6th for Clemson is the difference right now. And last chance for the College of Charleston. Champions of the CAA, the Charleston Cougars. When JMU made the Women's College World Series in 2021, representing the CAA. UNCG and the bleachers, they are awaiting the winner of this game in our next and final elimination game of the day. I think she's going to be in the circle right there.
Without question.
Conroy leads off. A base hit. Last time up in the 5th and a stolen base. Mrs. Cintron came on in the 5th. Now she is back in the game. After pitching last night, Abby Dunning.
Abby Dunning pitched a tremendous game last night. Really gave her a chance, gave her team a chance to win. Their offense could not get on track. This is the 4th pitcher we've seen in the circle for Clemson.
Dunning was spectacular last night. Big 12 pitches. Calling on her to try to send them on to the next elimination game. A wave and a miss, 3-2.
Thought it was one of the best pitching performances I know I've seen Abby Dunning have it. Put together a real complete game, put her team in a position to win. Now she has the chance to come in and close this one out for Clemson. And this is an important pitch in the game. I mean, they all are, but this one feels a little bigger. Bronwyn Conroy, one of the best base runners in the country. And Abby Dunning, if there's one Achilles for her, it's free passes. She's got to be able to challenge Conroy here.
She loses her. That's a leadoff walk. It's going to bring the tying run to the plate. Charleston team with 8 seniors on their roster. 5 of them in the starting lineup. I want to see their careers end. That's a wild pitch. Conroy's down to second.
And this is a little bit the risk you run with an Abby Dunning. You know, I know that Cintron was probably not in the cards to pitch in this game. You know, Coach Rittman kind of had a plan going into the game, but she was hit hard last inning. There's no doubt about it. So I understand the change, and this is where that consistency piece for Abby Dunning so important here in the postseason. Remember, Charleston is the home team. They're the home team, so
they can walk it off here if they
right.
can score 3 or more. Pressure time, but Clemson right now with the 2-run lead, but nobody out here in the bottom of the 7th. On the edge of their seat here at Jack Turner Stadium in Athens. Ball 2. Borderline pitch goes the way of Dunning and Clemson. And it goes back to 2 balls and 2 strikes after it was 2-0.
Well, this is the part of the lineup Charleston wants up. They've been very productive throughout the season. You're looking at the home run hitter from last night. 2-run home run off Georgia.
1 for 3 today. Off speed, strike 3. Dunning pulls it out of her bag of tricks, changing speeds, and gets the strikeout.
I mean, a perfect pitch at the perfect time. Just freezes Langston out on the front foot. No chance to swing the bat. She's completely fooled. And even though that pitch is right down the middle of the plate, it wasn't the location that created the out, it was the change of speed.
Dunning begins. Austin Miller with strike 1. Miller's one of the 8 seniors on this team. Miller singled leading off the 4th, later scored. It was 1 for 3 today. Slow tap taken to the bag, and the race there is won by Pavesi. Conroy does advance to 3rd, but Clemson will take the 2nd out, and Charleston is down to their final out.
Cannon is the one that hit 2 home runs in the conference tournament. Very careful if I'm Abby Dunning with Hallie Cannon.
She's another one of the seniors, one of 6 of the seniors in the starting lineup today. 8 seniors on the roster. To say it's calm would be accurate. Flag's not even moving on right field. Cannon 0 for 2 with a walk. Off speed. Charleston down to their final strike. Clemson eliminates the College of Charleston. 3-1 Tigers, the final. A terrific run for the Cougars comes to an end at the hands of the Tigers.
Charleston, what a tremendous season. They went on a tear to get here, competed very well in both of their games, and I know they're not into moral victories. You want to win and advance, but that young lady, Mackenzie Mathis, gave it all she had in the circle. Bright future for that young lady.
Yeah, just a sophomore. They say goodbye to the 8 seniors, a team that finished this year 30-30, but won 4 of their last 6 games, most importantly during the CAA tournament, ripping off 4 straight to get to the NCAA tournament. But Clemson wins it 3-1, and there's strike 3 to finish this off.
Yeah, Abby Dunning, you know, it's the bend don't break mentality. After walking the leadoff batter, shut down the next 3 hitters. And what a bounce back win from Clemson. And they advance to tonight, the second elimination game. They're bringing all that momentum, all those good vibes into the next game against UNCG.
Yeah, it's coming up in about a half hour here on ESPN+. First, let's take a look at this game's Capital One rewarding performance, and the double machine was at it again, Marion Collins.
Marion Collins, the ball was looking like a big beach ball coming in, just so smooth with her swing. It didn't matter which part of the strike zone the pitch was in. She was able to pull the ball, take it the opposite way. And this is what Clemson needed. Get some more runs on the board to earn the victory, punch their ticket to tonight.
So we have our first eliminated team, the College of Charleston. They finished their season. UNCG, Clemson coming up next here on ESPN+ in about a half hour. Winner of that game faces Georgia in the regional final. That's going to take care of things for our second of 3 games today. For Carol Bruggeman, our outstanding crew, I'm Mark Neely. We appreciate you sharing this one with us. Again, Clemson survives to move on. They down Charleston 3-1. And for now, so long from Athens.